Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. All right, welcome. Welcome. Get rid of that. Going to reshare. All right. All right. Now check my math here. February 15th, 2023. Let's talk real estate. All right. Are we all in agreement?
Yes.
Okay. It is February 15th. It was in the 30s here in Portland. And here's that same Century 21 award in California. Another picture of their conference room. They're very proud of their offices. Let me just show you quickly, and I've been sending this to everybody in the company. You can watch these meetings on YouTube in case you heard something that was, you want to hear again. They are posted to our YouTube channel. And, they do get views. And they'll be there this afternoon. And while you're here, you might want to click on the subscribe button. Just because it's a thing to do and it's a thing to ask for. And you might also want to take a look, see who's here. Some people who post regularly, I have down here under the North Star Network. And that's where those are. So absolutely have a look at our YouTube channel. And let's focus on the business side of things today. Real estate agents are well known for not reading their emails, if you can imagine that. Sometimes for days or weeks at a time. That has to be a problem when your clients send you an email. Note what I said first was let's focus on the business side of this. This is a business. I know everybody here and everybody with our company is expecting to make money doing this and to earn an income. So treat it like a business from the very beginning. And don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. I'm on the verge of a rant about how you dress when you go to the supermarket, but I'll save that one for later. Agents are also known for not answering their phone. And I know that's true. We've all tried to call agents and don't get to them. One of the biggest communications disasters ever in the history of communications was the ability to look at a cell phone, see who's calling and not answer it. You're just putting off something that you could take care of in 2 minutes right now. And you're just extending whatever the issue is for another 24 to 48 hours by not taking that call. You will feel so good. If it's a call you don't want to take, you will feel so good to take it and get it over with. Then, of course, there are also agents reading and responding to texts while they're on an appointment or with a client. So remember to answer your phone like it's a business. Also, right now, set some time aside to work on your Moxie website and your CRM. I know that's like any new technology. There's an investment of time required to become familiar with the technology and how to utilize it in your daily business. And now being, the beginning of the year, it's an excellent time to work on tools like that. Review the image that you present. Your social media websites, your business cards, your email signatures, your print materials. Are they what you want? Are they professional? Do they present a consistent image that represents your style of doing business? Do they conform with the laws? Your email signature and your business cards. Have a look at all of those things this month and make sure that those are what you want. And work on communication. Remember, there's a lot of business to be done and it's time to do it. So reach out to your manager about Moxie training and help on your websites. And we've got some issues that we're working with on the URLs and getting all of that connected so that they work as intended. But the Moxie websites are absolutely beautiful, and you want to have a good one now.
There's training tomorrow at 1:00.
Training tomorrow at 1:00. And how does one get there?
I sent out you can either come to the Vancouver office, I'll be live there, or you can get in on Zoom. And I sent out a Zoom invite.
Okay. There you go. Can start this tomorrow. All right. Let's look at the listings. I have some, I'm just so excited about a new format for RMLS data. I just cannot wait to get to that. But let's see what our listings are. Okay, 10 per page. How many pages we have? Oh, 30. Oh, okay. We've sold some listings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just under 40 listings right now. So some things have sold. All right. What's new? What's new? What's sold? What problem has been cured? Managers?
Steve Bright had a closing today.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. That's what I've been waiting to hear.
That's a good one. Yeah.
We're back in business.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, we have a couple agents under contract. Chrissy Hansen has a duplex under contract. Doug Carrillo has a $1.5 million contract, property under contract, and Pat and Nayeth are staying busy as well with their listings and their transactions. So nice job, Portland agents.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. What are we looking at that's new? We're looking at this Washington 3rd. I take it that is Kelso.
Yes.
Okay. Green. Whose is that?
That is Kim's, I believe. Yeah.
All right. It's green.
It's
She's
another
more
one of those.
foreclosures. These aren't foreclosures, are they? We're not doing that again.
No, most of the ones she's been doing lately are all part of an estate.
Okay.
They're all in kind of the same area over in Kelso.
Good. Good. All right. Good activity. I mean, it's good for this year. This year's not, jump out of the gate like a huge year, maybe like last year and the year before. It's definitely a slower start. And we'll see why as we dig into the details. The 121 is March 4th. So if you're planning on going that, you probably have made your arrangements already by now. And check out in case you missed it, the February 2023 version. I went over that last week. There's the link for it right now to tell you the latest offerings from Century 21, the mothership. How is the market? Real estate experts know the current market conditions. They're able to clearly explain them to their clients, and you have come to the place to stay up to date on the market statistics and to develop your communication skills. Interest rate. Kung, what's the interest rate?
Interest rates currently are at 6.1.
6.1. That's about the same.
Right.
We have
So much
finally a little,
change.
a little trend of stability, which is exactly what we need right now. That's excellent.
For sure.
And there's a link there in I take it off of money.com. It's an average. You will find interest rates and programs in the 5s. If you go looking for them and you'd like to present that information to your buyers, that would be a good idea. But clicking on money.com will give you a little explanation of how they come up with that 6.1, which is a 30-year 30-year mortgage. We're always looking at inflation. Inflation, the numbers just came out. So they're down in January. And if you want some reassurance that they're going down, click on this chart and you see that they are going down throughout the year. And that's what we want. That's what we need. Let's look at the market action. Now, the market action, I just looked at it. It just came out today for January of 2023, and I've posted Portland and Southwest Washington. But here's the exciting part. They added some information. After probably 100 years, they changed the format and added some interesting stuff. There's a picture of the Fremont Bridge. Okay, you can just see that it has a new look, and I've been trying to find out, is there really anything new here? There are a couple of new things. So it's doing the same thing it did before. It's giving you the numbers on new listings, pending sales, closed, inventory, the year-to-date summary. What is new here is this residential trends on the right side.
Yes, what?
January 23 versus December 22. So that's last month. So it's giving you just last month. And, you know, last month is interesting, although I'd kind of like to see what last January was, other than last month. But this is better news. New listings are up 80% January over last month. Pending sales are up, closed sales are down. So that's something new. Take a look at that. We have price changes versus previous 12 months. And that's new. And then this chart is new. Residential sales by price range, January 21, January 22, January 23, the last 3 Januaries. And they're color coded. For red is hot. The red is where the action is. And you can see that in 2021, it was the 400 to 500,000. 22, 400 to 500,000. Same thing. Just under 500,000 is the most popular price range because that's what a house costs. Probably not a surprise to anybody here. Houses are $500,000. All right, let's look at the numbers here. Active, it doesn't show, but active is up there. Active is the yellow one, 2953. So we're up quite a bit. Quite a bit of new listings here. No, that's active listings. What have we got here? Low inventory. That's higher inventory.
They're staying on the market longer.
Yes, they are. So we're having higher inventory, and we're going to summarize this later, but let's look at things like inventory, price trends, and market times. So that'll tell you if you got a buyer or seller's market. All right, new listings for January is down historically for January's. It is down 16% on new listings in the Portland Metro. The pending sales is down even further. Pending sales is down 22.6% pendings over the last 2 Januaries. Closed sales. Oh, that's average market time. Where'd closed sales go? Yeah, closed sales is way down, 41% down from January of last year. Now, I will say January 22 was a really good month. And 21. All right, slow start. We knew that. Average market times, look at that dot. It's up. Average, where do I have average market times? 65 days in the Portland Metro. That's up quite a bit. And the median sales price. So the average and median sales price, January through January, a decrease of 9.2%. So this is comparing 2023 to 2022 through January, the entire year. From 586,000 median average to 532.9. That's what we've been looking for. Talking about price reductions. And very similar thing with the average sold price. And one more thing we want to look at. Oh, we did market times. Okay, so low inventory or high inventory. We actually have high inventory. So higher inventory favors the buyer. So there's one for the buyer. Dropping prices. Who does that favor? Favors the buyer. Okay, so are we at a buyer's market? Short
No.
market times. Well,
The inventory is higher than it has been in the last 2 years, but historically it's not high.
I think you're right. We still have low inventory, and we still have relatively short market times. They're changing, but we're not in a buyer's market yet. We're still in a seller's market in the Portland metro. And we'll spend more time on these. Well, I think you know what you need to know. What's the market? All right, as I get more stats, I'll put those up. And the NAR economist, Kuhn, what's happening?
Well, some good
Where-
news. Yeah, housing affordability conditions improved in December of 2022. So let's see what they had to say. At the national level, housing affordability rose in December compared to the previous month, according to NAR's Housing Affordability Index. Compared to the prior month, the monthly mortgage payment decreased by 6%, while the median family income increased by 0.9%, making home buying slightly more affordable in December. The monthly mortgage payment increased by $120 from last month. Compared to 1 year ago, affordability fell in December as the monthly mortgage payment climbed 49.1% and the median family income rose by 6.2%. The effective 30-year fixed mortgage rate was 6.44% this December, compared to 3.15% 1 year ago. And the median existing home sales price rose 2% from 1 year ago. Mortgage rates have declined for 3 consecutive months. So it's trending, to a little more affordable. Maybe the mortgage rate is going up, but at least there are other factors changing. In December, the median family income was $90,984, and the potential home buyer made $1,080 more than the qualifying income, which was $89,000, pretty much. So if you can see the charts, the Housing Affordability Index, you can see that affordability is going up compared to October and November.
Okay.
Affordability is good when it's above 100. Yeah.
Right.
And as you can see, mortgage rates are around 6.44 in December, which is down from November and October. At the next chart. Okay. As of December 2022, the national index was back above 100, which means that the typical family can now afford to buy a median priced home. An index below 100 means that the family with a median priced income had less than the income required to afford a median priced home. The income required to afford a mortgage, or the qualifying income, is the income needed so that the mortgage payment on a 30-year fixed mortgage loan with a 20% down payment account for 25% of the family income. So that's what they use to calculate this index. The most affordable region was the Midwest, with an index value of 139.9, which means a median family income of 89,000 with a qualifying income of 63,000. The least affordable region remained the West, unsurprisingly, where the index was 72.3. The median family income was $99,000 and the qualifying income was $137,000. The Northeast was the second most affordable region with an index of 175 or 107.5. And the South was the second most unaffordable region with an index of 100.1. So yeah, like I said, a mortgage is affordable if the mortgage payment amounts to 25% or less of the family's income.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So good
Yeah.
news.
Good news. Good news to certain parts of the country. Things are trending in the right direction. Things are getting more affordable slowly, taking into account different factors. So,
Right. Right. Okay. All right. How's the market? Let's see. You know what? I didn't get a chance. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to update this. I was traveling this week. So let's not do how's the market today until I can punch in the new stats that I'm so excited about. Shauna, what did we do this morning? We had an interesting session this morning. That is typically our skills and training on a Wednesday is for sale by owners and expireds.
Yes.
Yeah, and we did something a little bit different today.
Yep. We, you actually did it. You pulled up some Zillow listings and for sale by owners, and we kind of looked through there to see if we could find some numbers and some people to call.
Okay. Okay. And then you had some homework that you're going to
Yep.
do. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, what happened this morning? So attendance has dropped a bit on our daily skills and activities training, and managers were talking about that and some of the things that we can do about that. And one of the things we came up with is, why don't we actually, instead, after we do some scripts and after we train and discuss the scripts, why don't we actually do it? Why don't we just go to our list of for sale by owners and call, and let's just prove that it works. Because, you know, it has to work, or we don't want to spend the time showing you how to do it. We're kind of trying to prove that to ourselves right now. And so Shauna is going to make some calls this afternoon from some people we identified. And we went over the process. We found this, I think we found a couple on Zillow and couldn't find phone numbers. And, you know, then we go to cold data, we go do a little bit of detective work to find people. And let's see how those phone calls go. But I think we'll be doing more stuff like that in the morning sessions, just showing you how to really accomplish something that you're trying to do. So thank you for that. That was a good learning session this morning.
Mhm.
All right, back to this list. Okay, has any manager know 21 Online and the Accelerate? Do you know, is anybody in Accelerate? We just had some people finish that. I would click it now, but I'm not logged into 21 Online, so it won't take me anywhere.
I haven't checked recently, but I'm sure if there's one coming up soon. But I'll let you guys know and update you if there are any sessions that you can sign up now. So.
Okay, good. Very good, very good. Well, since we're leaning towards a buyer's market, perhaps someday soon, let's talk about buyers. Cheryl, what do you know about buyers?
What do I know about buyers?
Do you
Well,
have any?
I could go on for days.
Yes. Do you have any extra buyers?
Well, I mean, there's buyers and then there's, quality buyers.
That's right.
There seems to be in any market, there's the ones that, they have unrealistic expectations. That's what I got going on right now, personally. Managing their expectations is a huge deal.
Right, right. What would you like to show us?
Well, I have some things it's more things from, guess what, Keeping Current Matters.
Mhm.
It's stuff to help educate those buyers and things to post, that any one of those things there we can do. None of them are super long or anything.
Let's have a look.
So yeah, these are things you can post on social media or send in, an email or email campaign, whatever it is you want to do. That one right there, how to win as a buyer, and it talks about building your team, which of course includes a qualified real estate agent. And
And a lender
yes,
and a home inspector.
all those things that you can put in. So these are all just things because people want to know that you know what you're doing. So you need to also get people moving in the right direction, make them feel confident that this is a good time. This is a good time to buy. The market's not going to crash and housing prices are not going to go down to nothing. Like some people were thinking there for a while. It's just probably not going to happen. So they should buy now before prices go up
Right.
or soon.
Right. So this is a social media thing that can be posted. Where would you put this?
I would put it on Facebook, any of the things, Instagram, any of the things you can get it to work on.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
My computer's fighting me on this, so
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to keep up with what you're doing. My computer's not helping. Okay, so this one's on down payment. So a lot of people, we talked about last week that one of the big things that buyers were saying is they don't have enough money for a down payment. Well, and this talks about how maybe you don't need as much money as you think. And then it shows first-time home buyers may only need 6%. All buyers, the average was 14%. And when is the repeat home buyers, they had 17%. 70 would be better, but 17. So these are all good. And there's also a whole bunch of, down payment resources that people can find and you can talk to. That's one reason to have a good relationship with lenders, and they'll tell you about those. They love to, tell you what they got that's new. And down payments are a huge factor when people are getting ready to buy a house. So
Yeah, I'm really amazed at how many people really think they have to have 20% down. There's still, we have to educate people.
Yeah.
They're not going to find out on their own. It's up to us to teach them.
Yeah, and many times they don't have to have anything down. There's those I know in Washington State, the down payment programs where you get $10,000, $15,000. That might not be as much now as it was a few years ago. maybe the programs have gone up more, but you can get that, and the cost is super low. The interest rate is like 1%, and you don't even have to start paying on it until you've paid off the house or you go to sell it and you pay it out of the proceeds. So there's super good programs out there.
They're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So good social media posts. That's the same thing. There we go. Got it there twice. Pre-approval.
Pre-approval.
We got pre-approval.
This is just talking about getting a pre-approval and why. It's stuff that we want to educate our buyers about. So, and why they need to get pre-approved. It talks about in a pre-approval, the lender tells you which types of loans you may be eligible to take out, how much you may be approved to borrow, and what your rate could be. So those things right there are, the first good reason to to get a pre-approval because you're gonna know what to shop for. You know, some homes only qualify for certain things. Some houses are cash only. And you need to know what you're looking for. And also, you know, what the rate would be, so what the payments are gonna be, so that tells them how much they can spend. You know, so that's good. It doesn't, it helps everyone, the buyer, you know, the agents, everybody know what you're looking for. So how does it work? As part of the pre-approval process, a lender will look at your finances to determine what they'd be willing to loan you. From there, your lender will give you a pre-approval letter to help you understand how much money you can borrow. We all know this stuff, but this explains it in really easy terms. Again, this can be a post on social media or just an email campaign, or you can just keep it for handouts. Could be something you take door knocking and, you know, give to people, put your information, contact information on there, or whatever it is you want. You know, it's all just, the more we can educate the public right now, the more business we can drum up, and the more people trust you if you seem to know what you're doing. And then another reason, of course, to get a pre-approval is to show the seller that you're a serious buyer. So I almost always tell people that you're going to want to have that pre-approval to submit with your offer. And, you know, otherwise the seller may not even look at the offer. So that usually gets them going in that direction. For all those reasons we just talked about, you're going to want to know all that anyway. So yeah, it can make the difference between them, the seller accepting and rejecting an offer. And, you know, in the couple of years that just happened, you needed to have that right away because things were going so fast. You didn't have time to get it to the seller after you've made the offer. You needed to send it with the offer. So we may be into having a little more time now, but it's always good practice to get it as soon as possible. Hopefully before you go showing houses is the best time.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is just another thing to post, talk about with your buyers. Getting pre-approval is an important first step towards buying a home. It lets you know what you can borrow and show sellers you're serious about purchasing their home. Connect with a local real estate professional, or, you know, someone from Century 21, preferably. You can also edit and change these things to put in your name and your information.
Okay, excellent. Excellent material for communication with your clients. That while we're talking about buyers, what else do I have? One of our
Say something really quick, which Cheryl mentioned, the trust thing that people have. It's so huge because what we learn here in our meetings and in our skills, I had one of our newer agents tell me how much more confident she is in talking to her clients now that she has more things to say than this market is crazy.
Yeah.
She's more likely to have those conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to be excited about the question, how's the market? Because you have a good answer for it.
And if you have some of those charts and, you know, about the statistics or whatever that we have, that's great. Some people love those.
Yeah, it builds the trust, and that's what they need when they're building, when they're trying to buy a house that, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. The more confident that you are too, the more confident that they will be.
Mhm.
Now, on our daily skills and activities, Thursday is the day we do working with buyers, if I'm not mistaken. Does that sound right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Buyer scripts are Thursdays.
Okay, I put them here, and of course we encourage you to take listings and to be a listing agent, because that's one of the secrets to a long-term business. But you will, even if you do that, you will get buyers that you want to work with. Or you like working with buyers and you have found a way to get a steady stream of them. Not in the past few years, but perhaps going forward, that would be something that comes back, is a buyer's agent or somebody who just likes to work with buyers.
Well, and the perfect thing is to list someone's house and then help them buy a new one. So you get to be both.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, so let's look at that. And we have the what do I do first? Let's look over this this session here. Number 11, working with buyers. And we have two basic rules regarding buyers. And it's very simple. 100% of all buyers should be pre-qualified by a lender. Okay. That just reaffirms what we were talking about. You're not getting anywhere. First of all, you can't make an offer. You shouldn't bother with an offer. You're wasting everybody's time. And from the realtor's perspective, we'd like to know exactly how much you can afford before you go out looking for a house. So that's great that that's the number one thing. But remember that when you're working with the buyer, tell them that's the number one thing, and don't make any presumptions about that. Second is then you should then pre-qualify the prospect for their motivation and the type of home they want to buy. So we're talking about two different things. We talk about pre-qualify. You're pre-qualifying them for their finances, which is the lender, and then you're pre-qualifying them for motivation. So, is there any reason to not do these things?
If they have cash,
If they have cash. Excuse me. If they have cash, you still need to know their motivation.
well, yeah,
Put
but you
them
don't
in-
have to have them pre-approved.
No, you don't.
So it's not 100%.
Not 100%.
You should have them provide the proof of funds though, because
Definitely proof of
seller is
funds.
gonna require that or want to see that.
Some people are funny about that.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
But the people with cash especially.
And what is proof of funds? I got into a situation once where the proof of funds, which we had to provide, we were at the time in the transaction, we had to provide it. And the proof of funds wasn't very clear. It was maybe it was a stock account or something like that, and all of that. And my client wanted more, and I talked to an attorney, and they said you can't say anything about those proof of funds. You ask for proof of funds, and you provide proof of funds, whatever you're given. And you can't say anything about it. But of course, we all know that there's a difference between some stocks or some mutual funds and cash in the bank. And if you ever have to hint at what's best, a bank account with $1 million is probably a good way to start. So tell them to show you that.
Definitely. Sometimes I've had people get a letter from the bank just saying they have, more than a certain amount, for those people that don't want to disclose exactly.
How much money they really have. Yeah.
Right.
I also even had one that was a picture of money spread out. Wasn't
That's
mine
not good.
personally, but that was great.
Run.
Yeah.
All right. 3 types of buyers you should be working with. They're the past clients. These are the best. The past clients who are motivated and have to buy. The sellers that are priced to sell. Yeah. And highly qualified, highly motivated referrals. Yeah. That's what everybody wants.
Those are my favorite.
Yes, those are the favorites. And that's who you should be working with. Seek out those people, motivated clients, sellers ready to sell, and motivated referrals. Tell your buyer prospects the exact process you're going to use before you show them property, such as, this is the process. Excuse me, that's great work. That's a great time to have your materials, your buyer presentation prepared in Moxie, and put some time into it and practice and pretend that you're sitting with a buyer and explaining to them what you're going to do and how this process works. And if you don't do that, you don't have control over the situation. And if anybody's going to run you in different directions, it's buyers. You know, you get in your car to go this way and they'll get in the car and go that way and they're gone. So keeping control of the situation is huge when you're working with buyers. They're so distracted. And like with the seller, develop a list of 4 or 5 standards that you're going to have when working with a buyer and stick with them. One of them is you're going to show 3 properties at a time. You're not going to show 10. You're not going to, show 100. You're going to show 3 at a time and then sit down with them and say, what did you think of those 3?
That's not a true, except on HGTV. I wish that was true.
But what do you learn by doing that? What do you learn by showing them 3 houses?
That HGTV isn't reality.
No, it is not. Well, that's HGTV's formula.
You look at 3 houses and you pick one.
You look at 3 and you pick one, right? I think what I'm referring to though is showing, as opposed to a list of houses. And with the internet today, they're going to show you the houses they'd like to see.
Yes.
But I would always have people pick the top 3 to actually go in and look at, drive by the others, and see if one of those 3 is what they're looking for. And you'll learn from that. You'll learn from those 3 what they're really after and what you should be showing them.
Yeah, it's the best way to learn what they like, and then you can definitely pick some others if those don't work from the ones that you've seen.
Yeah. So, okay, so there's no line for that. So I made that up. I added that. Okay. You need to identify what differentiates you from your competition and be prepared to share this with the buyer. Absolutely. And as part of your presentation that you're polishing up for buyers, you would want to identify some of those things. What would that be? What would separate you as a buyer's agent from other buyer's agents, other than you only show 3 houses at a time?
Communications.
It's communication, isn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
It's communication, and it's your resources. If one lender doesn't work out, a good realtor will know that lender is no good,
Right.
or is problematic. You know right away. You know right away when you call them, because you're a good realtor. You have called this lender right after you hung up with the buyer. You called their lender because that's the team, and you all work together. And if anybody doesn't believe in that concept, that's not a good buyer for you, and it's not a good lender for you. Okay, this is important. Only show properties when all decision makers are present, and call to confirm that they will all be there before you take any further action. Because if they have just sent out a scout, they're not ready to buy. That's an excuse, or that's a way to not buy, because it's the scout that wants to buy, but not the decision makers.
It happened yesterday. And
Did it?
yes. And we showed the property anyway because, well, for one, it was one of our own listings. And for 2, never met the person and wanted to get in front of them. It seemed like a good buyer.
Yeah.
So sometimes, I tried to get him to bring his wife, but he's like, nope, I just want to go out there and take a look at myself. So it would have been so much better, because now I think we have to go back out.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Well, work on that, because you're not getting anywhere. I mean, your goal is to sign a contract. So what are you doing? You're not going to sign a contract. So think about that. This might be from the old days. Have all buyers meet you at the office. Don't meet them at the home you are showing. Now, I like that because we used to put a lot of time into preparing to show a buyer homes and have a bunch of printouts and we print maps and we do all that. And here's your showings today. And it's very nice to discuss it with them first. And the office is an excellent place to do that. Lay everything out on the table, and then you'll see, well, they don't really need to see this or that. And you can talk about it ahead of time. And then just go to one or two of them.
It's safer too.
It is. And you can put them in your car. That's something we used to do. And have total control over the situation so they don't steer the wrong way. It's not uncommon for buyers to buy the same home over and over again. I have them describe their present home to you, and don't be surprised when they buy the same type of home again. I wouldn't be surprised. If they're ranch people, they're going to buy another ranch. Only show three homes at a time, then ask them to buy. Show them 6 or 7 is not going to save you or them time. It only confuses them. And realtors who have done this know that looking at 5, 6, 7 homes, you've kind of forgot what you were looking at. They're blurring together because they're similar. And the buyer's not retaining any information anymore. After 3 or 4, they're not retaining any information for the day. So, and as you show a buyer more property over the course of days and weeks, their confidence in you diminishes. This is bad for you to keep this because they're going to blame you. They're going to blame you for showing these houses that they don't want. If your business is to be a 75% listing sold and 25% buyer controlled sales, don't hesitate to refer your non-great buyers to other agents for referral fees. That's something to think about. Do you have time to do this? Are you working on listings? Are you working with other clients that are taking up your time? And since this person is not highly motivated, which is one of your criteria, let another realtor do it who has more time for them. I think that's an excellent thing to consider doing. Only use a showing agent when you're listing inventory and your referrals are bringing you an unusually high number of leads. So who do you think that's directed to? Shauna, maybe a high producer who's thinking about using a buyer's agent? Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the ultimate goal, you would think, is that you're busy enough that you can have a buyer's agent and you can work on your listing presentations and getting more clients, doing the prospecting part of it.
Right. Okay. And then finally, is the following are sample minimum standards for working with buyers. Pre-qualifying for financing by your lender. That's a minimum standard and it's first on the list. Pre-qualify for motivation and the type of home. Always know their motivation, no matter who they are, what they're doing, what they're buying, what they're selling. You need to know their motivation so you can help them. All decision makers must be present for seeing the property. Always have the first meeting at your office. Have the buyer broker agreement signed if you use those. Get that out of the way first as you discuss your expectations. And never show more than 3 homes at a time. Take a break between showing 3 homes at a time and try to do that on a different day. All right. That's all I have. Anything anybody else would like to talk about or comment on?
Yeah, I looked it up. Accelerate classes are going, or you can register for Accelerate classes starting in March. So it's the time to do it now. Good courses to refresh on listing and working with buyers.
Okay.
And Portland office is having their lunch and learn next Thursday at noon. we're going to have a lender come and talk to us about the different financing options available for buyers. So very pertinent topic.
Okay.
Yeah, just reminding everybody tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I would suggest if you don't have your website set up to go ahead and have your laptop open so that you can follow along and do the things. It'll really help you get it finished.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. Have a great week, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Bye.
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 That's all.